All right, guys, today we're going to talk about something a little different. I'm going to share with you a few tips for public speaking and presenting for awkward people and introverts. Let me first start off by saying, hi, I'm an introvert and I'm generally an awkward human being. At least that's how I feel in my head. And so this is tips I've learned the hard way. I do about 20-25 speaking gigs a year these days. I'm still scared, I'm still nervous, but I've done a few things that can help me at least look like I know what I'm doing when I present. So let's just jump into it. Number one, before you talk, spend 1 to 2 minutes taking some deep breaths. It sounds really weird. I really don't know the science behind it. Over the years, I've talked to a lot of other speakers, and what I've found is those deep breaths, hopefully what they do is they slow down your heart rate a little bit, and they help your mouth prevent from getting as dry. And I guarantee you, your mouth will get dry, and you will get bubbles, especially if you're awkward or anywhere near awkward as me. Another thing is practice smiling. Seriously, just hold your smile and as long as you can, because when you enter the stage or when you don't know what to do, when you smile, it's much better than just awkwardly standing there with your eyes like wide open. So just smile, right? It's gonna help you. Another thing is build hype. I like to use social media to share my presentation using the conference hashtag. I also engage with conference attendees beforehand and start to build up hype so people know who I am. Maybe not everybody, but a few people. I also use Q. I make my presentations a few weeks in advance. I share them on SlideShare, and then I submit to Q Promote and get everybody using the hashtag to share it. And usually when I talk to conference organizers afterwards, they're like, how'd you get so many shares? I'm usually the top one. And so it helps me trend on Twitter and social media. So people are aware of who I am. So if you're aware of me before I come somewhere, you're a little more likely to engage in the presentation. First of all, you might attend. Second of all, you know I'm a real person. You might, again, not have hesitation or doubt in your mind. So you have a good start when I come on stage. Again, enter that stage smiling, or at least try to, or whatever awkward smile you have. Trust me, it's better than just coming in like without the smile because you look angry, or at least that's what I do. The next thing is start with the question, right? When you start a presentation, ask questions. Why do you do this? Is because it engages that audience. Everybody might be talking, presentation might start late, might start early, people might be walking in the room. Ask a question, get people engaged. Get people contributing to this, right? To the conversation, to the presentation, and you will get people's attention. Then the next thing you do is put a big fat quote from an influencer or somebody that can help you prove your point. Why? Because they don't know who you are, or they might not know who you are, but they definitely know who Elon Musk is, Guy Kawasaki, Bill Gates, or whoever you want to quote to help you prove your point. It will get the attention. You will borrow authority from that person, and then they will be more likely to listen to you. The next thing you want to do is state the biggest problem or pain point or friction point, and you want to try to do this in the first 5 slides because that will help people relate to you. It'll, again, keep that attention going, and you want people like, yes, I feel that pain too. How do I solve it? And then the next 10 slides, you solve that problem, right? I like to keep my slides super brief, 1 to 10 words max. I use large, beautiful images. I typically use Canva to actually design my slides if I'm doing it myself, or I'll create a slide on PowerPoint and then hire a designer on Upwork or somewhere to design my slides. Again, the slides are there to help people understand what you're talking about, but not actually read what you're talking about. You don't want people reading your slides, and that's a common mistake most people make. Don't stuff it with big information. In fact, some of my slides have like a big fat number on there, and I ask like, do you know what that number means back there? And that helps me, again, re-engage that audience and then gets people to pay attention to me. And I start saying a little bit more numbers. It requires you to get better and practice. That goes without saying. You kind of have to practice here. There's no way around it, but it's okay. You're going to be awkward the first few times, but if you start building these hype in advance, you're going to get better and people are going to respect you more. All right, a few more things to go through is in the presentation, create or include shareable nuggets of information. Think about tweetable quotes. think about things people want to take pictures of, right? So when you get that quote at the beginning from an influencer, people are going to take pictures. Even if you bombed, you at least have a few good pictures of you speaking so people think it went well, right? Again, I'm just giving you a few hacks. Definitely include tweetable information or shareable nuggets of information. Again, you need to have 1 to 10 words max. I like to use humor and funny images in my presentation because it gets people a little bit more lighthearted. It gets people laughing and gets people moving and happy, right? At the end of the day, people engage. Your presentation might suck, but if you made people laugh through the presentation, they're going to remember this guy who sucks but is hilarious, right? So at least they have some positive thing with you or about you. Next thing is to use stories and examples to prove your point. Look, no matter what you say, that's just you saying something. But if you have a study, a story, an example, now you have proven information. You have facts and not opinion. Another thing I don't like to do is use big words. Look, first of all, I don't ever use big words, but big words don't work. It confuses people. You're probably, if you're awkward or introverted, you're probably going to use them wrong or stutter or mess up on them. So use small words. Like, think of your audience as 8th graders or 7th graders. So you got to get their attention, first of all. That's why I talk about humor and funny images and design and quotes and whatnot. But you also want to make sure it's relatable. And always end by offering something people can download. People generally remember the first and last thing you say. So when you enter with that big smile or that awkward smile that people probably don't know that's your awkward smile, and you end with something of value like a downloadable ebook or checklist or something, people are going to download it. You'll be surprised how many people download it. And I actually judge my presentations and how well my talk did based off the conversion rate of attendees to how many email addresses I got from that download. Again, it gets people wanting more, and it can generally turn into a longer conversation. All right, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the tips I've shared for public speaking and presenting for awkward human beings. Until next time. And also, if you have any tips on your own, definitely leave a comment below, and I'll share with you a few books in the show notes. All right, guys, till next time, take care. See that awkward smile?